Greetings, Scorpio. This is your message for October. I'd like to welcome all of you. My soul recognizes your soul. Thank you to all the new followers. Happy to have you join us. We are going to get started. This is your What Lies Beneath. What Lies Beneath is a new series that I've started. I was led to do by Spirit because sometimes there are underlying issues that needs to be resolved, and there could be some types of resistance to certain matters that could be cleared up. You may be having resistance and not know. A lot of people don't know where to start, where to begin. So yeah, we're going to get started with that. So, Scorpio, I feel that during the different moon phases, during the different moon cycles, I feel as though these could be points of that you feel the most reluctant. You feel the most vulnerable during these times, during the moon phases. I feel as though you feel transparent during the different cycles. Cycles come and they go. I feel as though the depth and the magnitude of the different cycles weighs really heavy on you around this time. For many of you, I feel as though when you're in your most transparent states is when Spirit tries to give you messages for some of you. And I feel when this happens, I feel as though during these different phases and these different cycles, it has you to, they cause you to have an overlook, take out, it's like an overhaul. Take a really, really deep, close look at yourself. And I feel as though during that time, a lot of you may not be happy with the things that you see, that is being reflected to you, that you've been shown. And due to that happening, I feel as though you get plagued. You get, you see a lot of your mistakes during that. You see a lot of the mistakes that you made, or the mistakes that you may have made in certain situations. And you may not be happy with the man or woman in the mirror that you're seeing. You feel these cycles have a very, they weigh heavy on you, to the point that you feel that you're gilded with regret. You know, regret, it plagues you. Like it's like you guys know the record player, like a record player. You take a record player and a scratched record, and you turn the record player on, and it goes around, and there's this scratch. If there's a scratch, it'll cause the record player to skip and skip and skip and skip and skip and skip. And I feel as though that's how you guys, that's the best example I can give. That's how you guys feel. You're not like you may have missed something, missed the mark, you missed something, and you become gilded and plagued with regret. You know, during the moon phases, during these different times of the phases of the moon, the full moon, lunar moon, all these different moon phases, I feel as though they get you guys in a state where you're replaying old cycles, or old hurts, or repetitive, thinking about something repetitive, and it's like it skips and it skips. There's a default in it, and you pick out this default, and this default is just so recognizable. It's like it just keeps skipping, and you can't figure out why it's skipping. It's skipping because of scratch, and and you become plagued and weighed down and burdened by that. And in the midst of that, it causes you to be extra hard on yourself, extra judgmental and hard on yourself, because when you put a record on, you want the record to play through. You want that record to be perfection. You don't want there to be no skips, no scratches on that record, because it's like, well, who wants to listen to a scratched up record? Well, I feel as though you guys may take it to the extreme in sort of a perfectionist type of way. So, and when that happens, you get weighed down by the fact that the record is scratched. You get weighed down by the fact that the record is scratched. How did this record get scratched? I'm Scorpio. This record is not supposed to be scratched. I've taken extra care of this record. I put this record in a sheet. I don't know, maybe you wrap it up in a sheet, Maybe you wrap it up in some packing paper. I don't know. Maybe you wrap it up in some newspaper, whatever. But it's like, how did this record get scratched? How did this record get to the point that it's here? You know, and you become plagued and gilded by regret, with regret, because of it just got scratched. So, and you become extra hard on yourself, extra hard on yourself, beating yourself down, beating yourself up, because you're the perfectionist, and it's not supposed to happen. So, in doing so, you feel it may cause you you feel as though it's tarnished, and because it's tarnished or scratched or whatever, it's no more good, because the record is scratched. This record is scratched, and it is no more. It ain't no more good. Well, I hope you guys understand what I'm saying here. Well, and in the meantime, you're trying to figure out, how did such and such happen? Why did that record get a scratch on it? Because because it has, you allowed it to get a scratch, or allowed there to be a scratch on it, you feel as though you're being looked at as not a good angel, or at some point, like, you're not a good person because you allowed that record to get scratched. There you go. So, and I feel as though when that happens, it weighs heavy on your heart. It weighs heavy on your heart, so heavy on your heart, till you walk around with a closed heart. You walk around with a closed heart because you possibly won't go to the record store, buy another record like that, or you feel as though, if I get another record, it's going to be scratched, I'm going to scratch it too. So you close your heart off, basically. And in the midst of closing your heart off, you become cold. When you close your heart off, you become cold. You're walking around with an artificial heart. Like you have an artificial heart. A heart that is a mechanical beat. Is a heart that's not real. A heart that's not your own heart. Because your heart is so closed off. Because you allowed that scratch to get on that record player. You become, I feel as though you feel broken. May feel broken or something. Broken, like, to the point where your perfectionist attitude, like you're an you know how you're no blemishes, like you're a walking saint angel with no blemishes, and that perception of you has been interrupted due to that scratch being on that record player, being on that record. You allowing that scratch to get there on that record. Your perfectionist your perfectionist attitude. I feel as though Spirit is saying basically here, get back in tune with who you really are, who you truly are. Know and understand. Know that perfectionist is not required. Is not a requirement. That you're not required to be a perfectionist. That you don't have to put on a white sackcloth robe and walk around like you Jesus. That the divine accepts you for who you are, blemishes and all. Not allow yourself to get closed off, close your heart off, and be so judgmental of yourself, and be so judgmental on yourself and other people. If you understand what I'm saying, if you feel what I'm saying here, you got to hear this message with and understand this message with your spiritual ears and not your physical ones. So I pray that Spirit gives the increase here. So I feel as though, again, during the Spirit is saying not to be so hard on yourself, not to be so judgmental, you know, open up your heart, compassion. Ooh-wee, that's the